Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to the highest level 2 versus 2 that you've probably ever seen in your entire life. It's going to be a best of 7 2 versus 2 pro gamers, Serral and Time versus Maru and Solar. This is from the WTL 2 versus 2 league that recently got set up. $3,600 for that first place and pretty decent money as well for second and third, and well, honestly all the other spots in the league as well. So yeah, interesting stuff here as we see Time opening up with a proxy 2 Rex to start with, and Serral with a, well, seemingly a 1-base Link flood over here. It's not going to quite get spotted yet, I don't believe so. I haven't seen the scout arrive yet. So it's going to be a big surprise, and not a good type of surprise for Maru and Solar. Solar opened up with a hatchery first. We do see Maru opening with a double gas opener, couple of Reapers, probably a couple of Hellions as well. That's definitely going to help against whatever it is that Serral and Time are throwing against these players. Oh, Maru just scouted it. He's smiling. Man, that's a big smile for someone that's being proxy 2-Rex Reapered right there. Yeah, I'm not so sure how confident they feel. Solar and Maru, both of them very happy. He must have been cranking some good jokes. Serral looking quite intense there with the headset on. Time not even using in-ears. Might be using speakers. Cheeky speaker user. Can't believe it. Good control here on those Reapers. Baneling Nest gets thrown down for Solar, but Serral not really getting in there yet with the Lynx. Okay, here we go. Queen gets surrounded. Now tries to jump on top of the Reapers, but actually I think Maru and Solar are going to hold here. 2 Queens, a Hellion. Couple of Reapers as well. Yeah, Serral smiling. I think he knows that this is over. Easy coming out of Solar here. Ay, 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 ay. Maru's loving the banter here as well. Absolutely love to see it. Beautiful stuff. Oh, the moment Solar typed that easy out there, Maru got an even bigger smile than before. Didn't think it was possible. Serral looking a little bit shook here. 13 drones, of course. Not quite the eco he's used to as a macro game enjoyer usually. We see Solar on 18 workers and superior tech for Team Maru and Solar as well. While Serral and Oliveira, or Oliveira? Well, I'm just going to call him Time because that's his name that I know him by. Yeah, they're in a bit of trouble. A little bit of trouble. No solid tech, not a lot of units either. Baneling's already being morphed here aggressively. I honestly believe that Team Serral here is on the ropes. That means that we'll quickly be hopping into game number 2. And this is how 2v2 often works. We see a lot of all-ins. We see some camping. With a lot of big aggression here. And if any of these Banelings get the connections that they want, I think Team Serral is completely blasted here. There we go. GG is... Oh, Serral without the GG. Insta rage quit. And just by looking at the cameras, you wouldn't be capable of saying who actually won that game, as everyone was smiling equally. But it is going to be 1-0 for Team Onsite Gaming and Team Saliviera on that left side with the 0. Map 2 is going to be played on Emerald City, and let's hop straight into that right now. Here we go in game number 2 on that Emerald City. And Emerald City is one of those maps on which Protoss is a little bit better. And immediately Maru decides to pick Protoss indeed. So it's going to be PZ versus Terran Zerg. Now, I do like Protoss on this map. It's a good map for camping, but at the same time, I feel like against Serral, you don't really want to be playing Airtools. Serral is one of the players that is extremely competent at dealing with Airtools. Knows how to fight. Now, of course, in 2v2 scenarios, it's always a little bit different. But I do believe that Zerg Terran has some opportunities, some chances here. I have to wait and see what Team Time, the Time team, or the Serral team has planned on this map. It feels like Maru Solar, the on-site gaming boys, have definitely prepared pretty well. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what they're going to be doing. Fast target, of course, coming out of Maru. Yeah, it's just going to be straight into Airtools. Could be Phoenixes, could also just be an Oracle into Phoenixes after. I'd love to see just a single Oracle initially. I think that would be a very good call. Time is going to get the straight-up Scout here, I do believe. So, this Reaper, yeah, it's going to get the Scout. So it's a good Scout. Reaper will die, not the end of the world. Reaper actually doesn't get to see whether it's an Oracle or a Phoenix, but just seeing that Stargate is a huge deal. 2-on-1 for time here. So some quick pressure coming out of our Chinese Terran player. We see, what do we see Serral do actually? A bunch of links being produced. We have a Bailing Nest on the way as well. Not so sure if those are safety links or... yeah, I actually don't know what they are. Feels like Solar is holding down the drone button a lot more than Serral did here. 26 workers for Serral against the 35 of Solar. And with an Oracle soon to be out, I don't really see... yeah, sorry, I'm just not really seeing how these Links and Banes are going to do anything aggressive. Wait, what? Maru's playing Phoenix Colossus? Oh, this is a little bit off, isn't it? I guess he's going to play Phoenix Colossus into carriers from here on out. Just playing straight up Phoenix Colossus is not that good against Zerg, honestly. He has some potential against Terran, but even against Terran it's not brilliant, is it? We'll have to wait and see if it's going to be brilliant or not, but for now I'm not a huge fan of this build order choice. Serral just less mining going. And look at Solar and Maru, and they're having a great time. Maru some of the widest teeth as well. Maybe it's just his camera, but holy crap. This guy has some Hollywood level teeth. It's actually insane. His microphone and stuff also looks really wide. It's the same color as his teeth. This guy is mental. I heard he brushes 6 times a day. But it might just be a rumor, of course. It's one of the things I've heard. He also smells delicious. I, once again, can't confirm myself. It's something that I've heard. Now, these two medevacs, they don't smell delicious. They're going to be dropping some stinky Marines. These guys have been sweating their suits up real good. Solar not entirely ready for this. Here comes the stim. That's 16 Marines with a dream. And that dream is to kill some drones. And ooh, dreams do come true after all. Phoenix's Oracle's not in position. Solar in a world of trouble. Maru and Solar just laughing the pain away right now. But yeah, it's not going to cut it, buddy. 10 workers go down. And that was necessary because Solar had an insane worker count. And wait, what in the world is Maru doing? Maybe Maru just thought that Protoss was very easy. And I was like, alright, let me show them how it's done with TOS. This is some of the worst build orders I've seen in my life. How does he not have a Colossus started yet? At 540 in game. That is just really late for Phoenix Colossus. I also got supply lock for like half an hour. Yeah, this has not been it, my friend. This has not been it. It's going to be a... okay, so I'm just so confused what this is. We see Serral following this up with roaches and a range upgrade. I like that. I think that's really good against Phoenix Colossus. Or against Phoenix Oracle. I don't even really know what it is. Okay, we do have a Forge on the way. +1 air weapons as well, but I'm still not really feeling this. I'm not feeling the vibes here for Team Onsite Gaming. Team Maru and Solar. Honestly, the opener was so good, right? Serral just cutting a lot of workers for no real reason. They should have gotten a free scout on the 2-on-1, which is not that good of a build against Phoenix Colossus. But they got caught completely off guard, poor scouting out of Maru with that Oracle, I guess. And then, yeah, now I feel like Serral's in a good spot. 65 workers. He's gonna take that gold as well behind this push. And this is a pretty nasty timing as well that they're trying to hit here with those tanks. See more and more tanks in production. We already have 2 out. This could go for a long-term siege. Serral teching into Hive at a very high pace here. Not sure if that's going to be for Vipers or if he wants to tech into Lurkers. Solar is getting that quick Hydra then, so feels like that's definitely going to be some Lurker play. Run-by is not going to really do any damage on that 9 o'clock base that Time has been trying to get up. 1 tank will get blasted here. Roach is not quite tanking enough. I feel like that, yeah, this was not the push that Serral and Time were hoping for. I don't think so, but at the same time, Ling Run-by, perhaps dealing some damage here. Queen gets taken out. Not too bad, not too shabby. 45 drones remain here for Solar, who honestly just seems to be pretty dead. A massive drop here out of Time in towards the main base. Maru tries to go in with a recall, but tank is going to be sieged up. Colossus out of position. Or recall here. 2 Colossus go down, and I think, my friends, that this actually is going to be it, because at the same time, Serral moving forward with his roaches. Supplies definitely in favor of the Time team. Maru and Solar left in disbelief. Very poor performance here, honestly. Openers looked solid, looked good, but Time and Serral just kind of outplayed them. Or honestly, Maru and Solar kind of outplayed themselves here. A poor unit movement, bad scouting overall, and not quite understanding what was going on. Despite honestly kind of having not build order wins, but definitely build order advantages. Game isn't entirely over yet. We now have Anion Pulse Crystals on the way, also known as that Phoenix range upgrade, of course. We already have Vipers coming out as well. I mean, if you're not even... Okay, now we get a carrier, but we also have a Twilight Council. It feels like Maru wants to get everything, but he has the money for nothing. It's like someone trying to put an outfit together. Maru buys like half a shoe, like a sock and a tie, but he doesn't have a shirt. Then he does have a suit jacket, you know? It's like, well, this isn't entirely how it's supposed to look, but it's close enough. It's like a Twilight Council, half a carrier, any Impulse Crystals, 2 Colossus. It just doesn't really look like a very proper army. Tries to go for snipes on the Vipers, not quite going together with the Phoenixes, but there's just so many units here for Serral and Time that I don't think it's going to matter at all. And indeed, it won't. Pulls forward with those Vipers. Phoenixes will eventually clear it up, but it simply won't matter. GG gets called here as Team Serral will be capable of tying up the series with a 1-1 score. And that means we pop over to Catalysque, a map I've never heard of personally. Probably one of the new 2-on-2 maps. As what do we have here? Seems to me like a TVZ versus or TZ versus TZ. Both teams seem to be getting a little bit more serious, although Maru still has a significant smile on his face. God, you love to see it. There's a lot of communication going on in both teams actually. Constant mouth movements going on. Not so sure what they're even talking about. Oh, what is Serral doing here? Look at that. That's a little bit of a... It's a little bit of a Queenling Nidus, I think. Isn't it? That is a very fast layer there, Serral. What are we going? Maybe Spire? It could be rushing out Muras from 2 base. That's an insane rush though. Oh my god. Is this going to be like 4-minute Muralisks or something? Well, not 4 minutes, that's literally impossible. It's gonna be like 4.5, 4:45 they'll be out. That's insanely quick, and Time is going to be providing that safety that they need with the Reapers, with the Hellions. To have a bunch of links on the way right now for Solar is probably feeling a little bit afraid. I don't think the Ling Bane can really do anything against a Reaper Hellion count like this. Time with a tank as well. So Time really just basically being the insurance policy here in this game. Saying, hey, I'm going to build a lot of units. Yes, my eco is going to suck a little bit more than my opponents. We see Maru on 34 workers. Time only on 28. Now we get a big scan in the main base. Did it scout the Spire? I think it must have, right? Pretty sure the Spire was in the main base. Could be wrong though. Time following it up with Banshee as well. Which is a weird choice, because Banshee gets countered by the same thing as a Spire does, by turrets and spores. This is a defense though. I don't see a world, honestly, in which Time Serral are going to end up dying here. I do perhaps see a world in which the Mutas are going to kill a lot of workers. We have a first Spore on the way. The Hellion Scout doesn't really get a lot done. Oh, this is a massive all-in. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Maru and Solar. Because this all-in is simply not going to work. Did Solar just stand up? Did he just try to stand up? Oh, yeah, they just figured out that it's Mutas. Oh, that's why he stood up. He's like, alright, I'm out of here, son. Oh, this is not it. This is absolutely not it. Mutalisk out already. And... I mean, if the Banelings stay alive, there might be a possibility. But there's tanks here as well. No. This is not possible. Solar screaming at Maru. Oh, that crap idea to all in over here. Solar stuck on 31 workers. So there's not a worker count you can easily transition out of. Serral teching into an infestation pit already. So I actually have no clue what he's following this up with. Like legitimately none. Maybe he wants to play like Mura Viper. But I don't actually get it. I literally just do not get it. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa. That is 2 Muras that go down there for free. Overlord's also going to get taken out. That throws a wrench into the harassment plans that Serral definitely had. 52 workers for him. Solar and Maru still having a blast, looking at their poor fortune of trying to all-in into a Mura tank build. Now we finally see a layer coming out of Solar. You have a top right hatchery being taken for Serral. Okay. There's a... I was going to say interesting, but I think it's just bad, honestly. I don't really see the purpose in this. There's a lot of links coming out of 53 workers. If these links can do anything, that would be great, but I don't quite see what they could be doing here right now. They seem relatively useless. Do have a fast lurker coming out of Serral. Fast lurker den, that is. The hive is almost done. No upgrades for these mutas. These mutas actually did nothing. Completely useless morons, these muralisks. Holy crap, expensive and don't do anything for you. It's absolutely insane. It's like a car salesman. Always take a commission, but everything they say you could have just googled. It's unbelievable. It's the same with these mutas. They're literal car salesmen. If there's any car salesman watching this right now, don't worry. You are doing something valuable. I'm sure you are. Oh, what is this? Ooh. That's a fight. Oh, this fight went way better than I thought it would have. Maru and Solar are actually dealing a lot of damage. Serral's mutas have been completely useless so far, but the lurkers are out right now. Viper's on the way as well. Time losing that CC though is not going to be happy at all. Get an aggressive scan on that layer, and we get a scan on the hive as well. I don't think Team Maru is going to be too happy with seeing that hive. Perhaps more importantly than the hive is the lurker then researching seismic. Okay, now we get a couple of worker kills, but this is all minor. You can't lose 6 mutalisks and kill 3 workers. It's simply not useless. Not very worth it. Not very valuable. We have a top right side base. God knows why it's there. I mean, it's never going to be mining because you can't really transfer drones into that direction. I guess just for extra gas. Is that just going to be it? So you can take a quick 8 gas maybe? It's the only thing that makes any sense, but with this type of lurker rush, I think you need to use it or it's going to be useless pretty quickly. The moment the other Zerg player gets Vipers out or the moment tanks or Ghost hit the field, so gonna have to wait and see. Time is dealing a decent chunk of damage here with the double drop. At the same time, Maru is also on the map. 146 supply for Maru, 126 for Solar. Solar's going to end up pushing this back. Almost gets a kill on that medevac, but not quite. Queen's in a little bit of trouble. Get caught off guard. As, well, I'm not quite sure who got caught off guard there. I think 1 Muta went down and 1 Queen went down. It's about an even trade. At this point, I honestly prefer having queens than having like 5 mutas or something ridiculous. Kinda useless. Is that a Nidus network? Yeah, that is a Nidus network that we're seeing. And it's an interesting base to take, but it's not a very good one, I don't think. First Ghost on the way here for Maru. I'm not surprised that Maru is the first player to build some of these bad boys. Definitely going to be useful in this game. 3 base for Maru, 4 for Solar. Feels like the Korean lads are trying to get into a more winning position right now. And I think they're doing a pretty decent job. Solar 74 workers. Another tank is going to end up falling. That Ghost might be in some trouble, but at the same time... Ooh, Knight is going up in the main base right now of Maru. Big scan coming in. I'm not so sure if Team Onside is ready for this. I don't think they are. Look at this. They're trying to run back right now, but these lurkers are going to be popping out here in the main base of Maru. Maru completely not paying attention. It's only going to be 2 lurkers for now. But that's going to be enough for some significant harassment. At the same time, we have a massive Doom Drop heading towards the far left side of the map, trying to go into a base there as well. Okay, this is going to be 7, 8 lurkers right now. We have another Nidus network going down with that scan. That is beautiful. Don't even need an overseer anywhere. You just scan and plant down that Nidus network immediately. Here we go. Big move in. Tanks will get taken out. Medevacs are forced to evacuate as well. But the main base of Maru getting completely blasted here by Serral's quick Nidus plays. Marines moving in, trying to get a little bit more done. So now the Vipers are springing into action and will take out a bunch of these lurkers. 5 will remain. Oh, excuse me. 15 will remain apparently. 12 now. Honestly, if all of these 11 lurkers are together, or I guess even if they're spread out, they're just going to be a little bit too strong in my mind. Interesting drop here, once again out of time. Not quite going to be capable of getting the damage that he wanted to. Lurkers start burrowing up, and hatchery stays alive. Serral bleeding a lot of supply here in those last few moments, last few minutes, last few seconds. Top right side base has also been taken out. The gases are still over there. Maru starts flying back home. 166 supply for Maru, 182 for Solar. Both of them smiling excessively. Definitely an illegal thing to do. Not a huge fan of that. I'm not sure if you're allowed to smile if the game is this close. I do believe that they're winning though. I really do believe that they're winning. Felt like that Lurker Nidus did a lot, but perhaps not quite enough. Now Vipers are going to get sniped. That's actually a pretty big deal. Solar completely maxed out. Is a lot of Lurkers though. That is really a lot of Lurkers. And with only 2 abductors available, I guess 6 ghosts are there as well. Yeah, I think Maru Solar is completely fine for now. Absolutely fine. Time just too low in supply. Losing that 3rd CC was so big for him. Really forced him to cut back on his eco. Another knight is coming down right now. Potentially 14 lurkers that pop out. Yeah, there's Vipers nearby already. It's just not going to be defeated already. Oh, 1 lurker, that's it. Oh, whoa, 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 never mind. That is 3, 4 lurkers. That is definitely not it. At the same time, big attack coming for the natural, or for the natural in the middle of the map. Ooh, lots of Marines sieging in. Can they take out that 1 extra tank? I think they can. 2 tanks at the far back sieging up as well. But I do believe that time is in a world of trouble right now. Lurkers are burrowing in. More and more lurkers showing up. Actually, no, those were Solar's lurkers. My bad. There's first 4 lurkers are out. There's also 5 abductors available here for Solar. That means that every single unit that is there on the side of Serral can just be abducted. And it feels like Maru has a superior composition to time. And also just has more income. Or well, more income maybe not, but definitely more supply. Probably also more income, honestly. The moment he lands a 4th base at least. Right now time's already on 4. Serral has maxed out and has a pretty decent Viper count. He's on, well, is 2. 2 against 5. I prefer having 5. The more Vipers, the better often. On top of that, time not having any ghosts means that the Vipers for Solar are also going to be a lot more effective. On the other hand, though, having such a big Marine army means that if you're fighting an unsieged army, you're going to have a crap ton of damage output. But if anything is sieged against Marines... Oh, whoa, 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 here come the abducts. Beautiful start here of the fight for Solar. Serral in trouble. This is a good surround, though. Solar is going to get completely blasted here in this fight, getting caught off guard all by himself. Time and Serral can't believe it. Maru in disbelief as well. Solar also smiling, but this time he doesn't look so happy no more. It's a lot of tanks being sieged up. Both players individually trying to throw their army away without the help of their friend. And that could actually end up being very, very expensive here for Team Onsite Gaming. I think they're actually going to be in a major amount of trouble right now. Here we go. Lurker spikes in the ground, going absolutely bananas. Solar, 69 workers, 160 supply, still a bit of a bank. Has 5 Vipers, but so does Serral right now. Serral has upped that Viper count after just destroying that fight in the middle together with time. Here comes the move in. Maru's going to get 1, 2, 3, blasted. Actually gets completely destroyed here. Time still only at 124 supply. Time is just the weak link in this team right now when it comes to the money, when it comes to the supply, when it comes... I don't even know what their upgrades are. But we haven't seen upgrades in such a long time that it's very hard to say what they are. I would have loved for this observer to figure it out. Of course, this is not from replays. Instead from a live feed that I have. Serral is bleeding out units. So it's time right now. Solar 170, Maru 166. I don't even know what's happening in this. So I just see spikes flying all across the screen. So whenever you don't know what's going on, just look at the supply and often it tells a pretty decent tilt. Time with a good drop though is going to be capable of actually taking out this hive perhaps. That would be huge because that means no more Vipers. And with Solar's Viper control so far in this game, that actually could be kind of game deciding. Maru decides to drop on top of this, but there were a lot of Marines still available. Time is going to end up losing a crap ton of units. Gets pushed back. Serral, though, with good eco, has a bottom left side base, has one of those top right side bases. At the same time, we see an attack towards that top right side as well. That is an important attack. I wish we could be seeing that, but instead we're taking a look at these 9 Marines running away from Hydras. Okay, here we go. No Hydras in this army, which means that the command center will survive, and we're just getting some mining denial. Still a pretty big deal, of course. Any mining denial is good at this point. Bottom left side has been taken by Serral, as we see a massive amount of units heading over there immediately out of Solar, who wants to take it out. These Vipers still chasing the Medivacs, looking for some damage, looking for just anything really. What is this? This is a 2 o'clock base. It's going to die. In my professional opinion, just Maru and Solar are winning, but they're always splitting their armies up so much that we're still one fight away, one potential fight away from just ending the game. Oh, that's a big parasitic bomb actually hitting. Oh my god, 4 Medivacs go down against 1 parasitic there. Poor control out of time. Serral still maxed, looking to fight against Maru. So it's time versus Solar, Maru versus Serral, the weak versus the weak, the strong versus the strong. Nidus Network going down in that main base, or whatever that base is, the third base, the natural. Well, the main base technically died for Solar, so maybe now this is the main. Uh-oh. Is that real? That is real. Look at that. That's a trap. That is bait. Serral with the bait here. Has these lurkers on hold position, on hold fire right now. Here comes the army, the lurker flank. Is it going to be good enough? I think it might just be here. Come on, oh my god, this is the sickest flank in the world. Maru getting completely butchered here in this fight by this insane lurker flank that was already there. Oh my god, this is game. This is game. Time and Serral doing it here. Solar can't believe it. Maru can't believe it. He's like, oh my god, I've never seen this happen before in my life. Split forces get completely cleaned up. And that, my friends, is just simply going to be it. There's no defense here. That is a manor nuke. Oh no. That is Maru's nuke. Be careful, Maru. Solar might walk all of his army into it. That would actually be the saddest thing. Is even when Maru is his teammate, Solar will lose his army to him. That would actually be very sad. It's not going to end up happening here. Instead, we have a massive run by towards that top right. Serral absolutely saving this game over here for team time. Team Serral, whatever you want to call it. I like team time. TT. But yeah, this is over. This is absolutely over. 100% over Reno. As Serral still 73 workers, decent mining. Time is trying to get some mining going as well again. Flying one of his earlier orbital commands over towards a new third base. As the final goals are going to get picked up. GG gets called and the 2-1 is on the board for team time. Game number 4 here in this 2 versus 2. And we're playing on heavy artillery this time around. Interesting map, of course. Easily defendable natural base for the Zerg because it's on the inside. Ooh. Actually, what is Serral doing here? Did Serral play some triple hatch before pull shenanigans? I think he did. Look at this. This is extraordinarily greedy here out of our Finnish Zerg player. I really like the way that Time and Serral are picking their strategies. Very often they either go for insane aggression or they play for some greed with aggression coming out of Time. Time kind of being the safekeeper of the team, while Serral either tags very quickly, like into quick mutas, or like right now into a fast triple hedge. We're gonna see a lot of drones coming out of Serral very, very quickly, so taking a little bit of a work lead. If you don't have to build any links whatsoever in the early game, 3 hedge before pool can be extremely powerful. We see Solar going for a layer rush this time around, while Maru, what is he doing? Well, pretty standard 2-gas opener, I think, here. Link going in for a scout, will not really find anything. 7 more drones on the way for Solar, couple more drones coming out for Serral as well. Serral throwing down a Roach Warrant, so follow-up most likely going to be some type of Roach max, or some type of Roach attack at least. 3rd gas already coming out, but no layer yet. So we're on 34 drones for each Zerg player, but a 3rd base already done, of course, for Serral. So a pretty big eco advantage here for Team Time, for Team Serral. I'm not sure if Time actually officially changed his name into Oliveira, but it's all I've seen him play with in the past few months, honestly. So I'm gonna do some research into that. Wondering if that's the case. I really like the name Time as well. I think it was a good nickname. I'd be sad if he changed it into something that I can't even properly pronounce because I'm an idiot. That would be a very, very sad history. Oh, look how the roles have reversed. Solar with a fast Spire here coming out of those 2 bases. Now gets the metabolic boost. Ooh. Cloak Banshee. I think Cloak Banshee against 2-base Muta is one of the worst things you can do, because you're already going to have a layer for detection, and you have something to catch up with those Banshees in the Muta list. So, yeah, not a great start here for Time, I don't think so. Solar's trying to stand up again. Okay, maybe he just doesn't like his chair. I don't know what he's doing. Not a fan of sitting. Good scout though, out of Time. Sees the Spire. Communicates that to Serral as well, and we see an infestation pit going down on the side of Serral, perhaps once again wanting to go in some type of hive rush. Fast Vipers against Mutas, of course, can be very useful. As it seems to me that both players are going for bio, both Terran players that is. We have an eBay on the way here for Time, and we have 2 eBays on the way for Maru. Stim has already started there. We haven't started Stim yet on the side of Time. Maybe the eBay is just for turrets. Okay, it's just for turrets. It's actually going to be mech then. Or some... Well, what is this going to be? There's no new production being built here for Time. He's already on 4 gas. Yeah, this is 100% mech. Actually, I should have figured that out a bit faster. Muta's flying across the map, but defenses are ready for it. Love this Spore move out of Serral. Spore's extremely powerful against Mutalisk, of course. Here goes a Banshee, and there dies the Banshee. Well, not entirely dies, but pretty darn close. Actually, a lot of Marines are going down against these Mutalisks. Not the greatest Mutalisk micro. I feel like that Muta that was being targeted could have been microed back, but it's good enough for now. We have Maru moving out with this as well. Wait, we actually do have Time getting Stim. Look how late everything is for Time here. +1 as well as the Stim. Now the 2 extra barracks, 6 minutes into the game. Serral floating a little bit of money. Wants to be getting a couple of those Ravagers, and that's indeed what he's doing. Mutalisk trying to control where these tanks and these Ravagers can move. I'm not so sure who's winning this game. I'm not so sure who's winning the game. Overall, though, the one thing that we do need to note is that Team Onsite Gaming, Maru and Solar, are going to have 1 more base. They have the map control as well, and both of them have 3 bases. Both of them have a solid eco as well, and with the Mutas you get a lot of control. So I think that I'm slightly favoring Solar and Maru in this game so far, but they've been ahead before and they've messed it up as well. Oh, Stim here being targeted down. That could be a big deal. Turret helping out, stopping these Mutalisks. Stim is going to survive for now. A couple more SCVs might get taken out, though. Bile actually connecting, I think, with one of those Mutas there. Serral at 130 supply, Time at 74. Just can't catch a break here, it seems like. Serral's eco is fabulous, but he's having some trouble spending his money. Very un-Serral-like. Okay, there we go. Managed to spend it all at once right now. Getting another 9 roaches or so. +2 on the way. I think the initial plan for Time and Serral was to push with like a 2-1 timing attack here. Uh-oh. Stim! Oh, gets taken out here. Time will not be capable of doing anything here. Here comes the Parasitic Bomb though, that's one. No split coming out of Solar. Okay, that was really, really slow. Oh my god, he's not splitting at all. Losing so many Mutalisks there at the same time. Maru perhaps in a little bit of trouble in the middle of the map. We see Solar smiling already, probably about his poor splits, hoping that Maru didn't see it. That's the one guy you don't want to have criticizing your splits. Uh-oh. Is that a drop heading towards the main? I guess turret has been damaged a little bit. There's still no stim for Time. So Time is pretty much dead weight in this game. If there are enough tanks at home, and this triple drop actually hits, and this is some real potential. There's no... Oh, there's a lot of tanks actually in this drop though. This is big. Time looks upset by this. He's gonna lose everything. Time is gone. Time is absolutely dead. We do see Solar or Serral moving back home. Viper's coming in as well. Even if the CC survives, it would still be pretty bad in my mind. Time and Serral are moving forward as well. Still trying to get a base down. We'll kill this fourth base. CC died in the main base of Time. Double interference matrix taking out a lot of these tanks of Time. Still only on 83 supply. Supply's actually kind of close right now when it comes to the overall army supplies. Maybe even favorable because Serral has so many units. Still has those Vipers as well, but there are tanks in position. There are a lot of Hydras here. And now what matters is, did Time take too much of a hit for him to truly come back? We have 71 workers for Maru, we have 75 for Solar, 62 for Serral and 38 for Time. So yeah, as long as Solar and Maru don't take a horrible fight, and as long as they stay alive, they're going to be completely fine. This CC here on the bottom side of Maru could be in a little bit of trouble. It's going to start morphing and will get cancelled. Yeah, that was obviously a mistake. So many Marines here, still no stim though. Ling run by towards that one lone base. Time's gonna lose more and more SCVs. Lurkers need to start burrowing right about now. Blinding Cloud gets cast here. Hydra's dishing out some damage, but there's so many roaches here for Serral. Don't think that's going to be enough. Lurkers in the back really helping out there. Don't actually think they have seismic spines yet, so they are lacking some range, but it's going to be good enough against the roaches and against the Marines. There's not enough siege units in the army of Team Time Serral. I just don't think they have the eco. I just don't think they have the eco to continue playing as they're doing right now. Serral wants to fight. And this is the type of chase that perhaps can end the game as well. Serral is getting the seismic spines, wants to start transitioning, but it can never be enough. Like, even right now, if Serral holds on, even if he gets his lurkers out, the problem is Time in this game. He has no eco, he has no money. Yes, Serral can send him some cash perhaps, but Time just has nothing. I think he might have +1 upgrades, that's about it. He is useless in this team right now. Yeah, starting his +2, but on 80 supply, it's just not going to be enough. It's simply just not going to be enough. Maru is getting closer and closer to max. Solar is getting closer and closer to max as well. And I think it is time to realize that if one of the players is just down so far in supply, there's really no point. Like, Serral is a great player, but he can't do this by himself. He's gonna need the assistance of Time. And so far he's not getting it. And that's not to say that Time has played poorly this game. It's just the role of Time kind of forced him into poor economy. And then he got a little bit unlucky being the, well, pretty much the victim of the harassment the entire time. And Serral, he had some sick eco in the early game. He managed to get what he wanted. He did not do a good enough job protecting his teammate against those incoming threats. Lurker run by is being set up. Oh no, huge blinding cloud here. Is going to connect with basically everything here. Nice abduct. Solar just destroying 5 lurkers there for free. Those were the first 5 lurkers that Serral pretty much built. And here comes the drop once again in towards the main base. That +2 is never going to end up finishing. Maru is well aware of that. As the CC maybe for a second time is going to get taken out. That would be painful. That would suck. Lurkers moving forward right now. And the final units of Time are being taken out. Time is done. Types GG. Solar so happy here. Maru with a big smile on his face, and the score, my friends, is 2-2. Look at them laugh. They're having a blast playing this. Serral looking a little bit upset here, but our Korean player is doing absolutely fantastic, as our next map is going to be on Rhoskallian. And here we go on Rhoskallian. Set 5. Very beautiful best of 7. So the first team... Oh, look at Serral's hair, by the way. Holy crap. I feel like his hair looked better at the start of this series. No, he was in significantly better condition. He must have been rubbing a bunch through it as he was losing. Didn't actually notice that. There's so many cameras to look at, and then you also have the game. Sometimes I find myself just looking at the cameras for 15 seconds and forgetting to say anything. Uh-oh. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, the dance. It's like a mating ritual. Well, the mating ritual of maybe the Black Widow, because one of these Reapers is very likely to die. Oh, here we go. The Reaper dance continues. Maru in a little bit of trouble. He's going to lose control of the watchtowers. Let's take a look at the builds here. Solar. Lingbane all in from 2 bases. What do we have here? Or well, 3 bases actually. He's building a lot of those Lings. And we have reactored Reapers coming out of Maru. So Maru could hit potentially with what? 3 Hellions, 5 Reapers or so. He's going to continue building these. So let's start sending them across the map. He needs to walk through the vision of that watchtower, which is just honestly painful. Maru wishing right now that he hadn't lost the mating ritual. Hadn't been killed by the spider. It is what happens. There's no Baneling nest though, is there, here for Serral? Yeah, it's gonna get thrown down right now, but that seems a little bit late. Maru Solar with the aggression coming in clean. Marauder on the way for time. Liberator in production as well. I feel like he's just building whatever he can at this point to try and survive. No Banelings in this comp yet. 4 Hellions. Is this reactored Hellions? It is indeed reactored Hellions. That is so useful. Hellions basically kill everything in the early game in this matchup against both Terran and Zerg. Uh-oh, there we go. Banelings being taken out. Not a single Baneling is going to get a connection here. Yep, all of them get cleared. Still lots of Lings around though. 2 more Banes coming in. Need to be targeted down. Queen will fall, but this is 100% the whole 29 workers for Serral against the 21 of Solar. If this third base doesn't die, it's big trouble. And look at it. Why are Solar and Maru smiling? They're losing the game. Look upset, my friends. This is a serious set of games. Why are they laughing so much? This is not funny. Maru's cranking joke after joke. What is this? They're having an absolute blast playing this. 19 workers though for Solar against the 31 of Serral. Serral was droning for a little bit. He added 2 drones during this. I rather had him build a couple more units, but I guess it's going to be fine. Good control coming out of Serral once more. Not losing a single Ling to these Baneling hits. Still so many Hellions alive for time. Yeah, it seems like Serral time just absolutely destroyed this. Maru has a follow-up with Banshee Cloak, but it's slower than Time's Banshee Cloak. Oh, upset Solar is. Pulls his leg up. I think he just wants to leave, honestly. I couldn't blame him. He literally has nothing. He's not Solar the one that's messing with his hair. Time's still looking as stoic as ever. Way faster stim than last game, that's for sure. Last time he started at like 6:30, now it's already started a solid minute earlier. Is that a 3rd CC for Time? It is. There's also a 3rd CC on the way for Maru, but basically Time and Serral have better eco, better tech, better units. They literally have better everything. The only thing they're struggling with right now is this cloak. This cloak Banshee, actually they're struggling with this pretty darn hard, may I say. There's a lot of workers going down here, a lot of mining time being lost. I mean, this is an optimistic scan there. I don't think the Queens are quite going to get the connection with that Banshee. Banshee's going to continue dealing damage. Maru single-handedly getting back into this game. Or getting them back into this game, I should say. Look at this. Time just not responding at all. This is like 10, 12, 13 workers here. Maru. Oh my god. And all of a sudden, I mean, Solar's eco is still garbage, don't get me wrong. It is really, really bad. His eco is terrible, but so is Time's. Time is stuck on 29 workers. Wait, but Maru also is losing workers. He's on 34 right now. Uh-oh. Did I miss some damage that got dealt on the other side by a Banshee? Didn't get shown to me. Oh, he also lost 15 workers just now. I'm not sure what he lost it to, though. Okay, so Time on 26 workers. Maru on 33. Solar on 29 and Serral on 63. And once again, it's Serral with the focus on the eco, who I think is kind of gonna carry this game for Team Time. Okay, get one more shot. That Time is really, really poor. The weak economical link in this game. They had nothing prepared for that Banshee. We're not ready for it at all. Stim is done, though. That is something, at least for Time. Spire on the way for Solar. Okay, so why is Solar spending half of the game trying to push his chair into the floor? Surely that's not actually a good way to spend your time. We have Infestation Pit. We have double upgrades as well for the roaches coming out of Serral. And I think the hardest thing for Maru Solar is honestly just going to be holding whatever Serral throws at them. And it's also the only thing they really need to worry about. I mean, Time just doesn't have the production, doesn't have the units to really be scary. Another... How many Banshees did my man make? That's gonna be out of range at some point. No! He messed it up! Maru messed up some control. That's a rare sight. I keep a look on the SCV count and of Maru as well, by the way. And sometimes I see it drop by 1 or 2 workers. I'm not quite sure what is happening there and what is killing them, but it must be like Banshees or something. Our observer isn't showing us for whatever reason. Did not deem it interesting that Maru also lost 15, 16 workers. First 5 Mutas are on the way. Are we gonna see a little bit of a feed maybe into mass Muta? That is possible, of course, in 2-on-2. That the resources that get sent over to a different player. That is completely possible. Not quite sure if that is what's happening though. Solar up to 50 workers right now. Time still the weakest link in this game. Ooh, look at it. Look at that Reaper attack. That actually could deal some damage. No, it couldn't. Oh my god. This got spotted somehow? That's so sad. 5 Reapers actually can deal some real damage if they go completely unscouted. People underestimate that, but they can take out like 6, 7, 8, 9 workers real fast. And they're also difficult to catch if you don't have really fast units. If you're not in position. Weird unit, the Reaper. Nah, okay, there's a couple of queens here. This is not going to be capable of doing anything whatsoever. Maru will get a scout, sees the hive timing. And this base might be in a little bit of trouble. There's no anti-air against these Mutas. No, here go the Reaper. Once again, Time is... I'm not quite sure why they do this so much. Even in this game, when Time is so much further back, so much harder to hit, Maru's just, his complete focus is on making Time's life miserable. I must really dislike him for some reason. Oh, there come the Mutas, are trying to... I'm not quite sure what they're trying to do. I feel like the Mutas so far in this entire series have been nothing but disappointing. I haven't seen a single game where they really did a lot. I guess the one thing that they do is they force out a lot of anti-air, which is nice. And they also give you a certain map control, which is useful. Solar just has no cash, by the way. He's so poor. Solar is, yeah, he can't produce anything of use. He's getting a lurker then right now. If he gets like 5, 6 lurkers out, I think he's useful for the team, but we have such a hard-hitting push coming in right now. Serral maxed, Time with a decent chunk of tanks as well. There are 4 Vipers in this comp. Look at that. Interference Matrix gets cast on the opposing Raven, but here come the Abducts, and Maru, my friends, is absolutely dead over here. The Roach Viper max once again pretty much doing it. Good Abducts coming in. Blinding Cloud gets used as well. Oh, they have team voice? Why am I not hearing anything? Oh. Ooh, that's a cool feature. 3-2 though, in favor of Serral and Time. And Maru and Solar look absolutely gutted. Team Time Serral here on match point. As on-site gaming is, well, it's gonna need 2 more points in order to win this series. So it's a little bit different. Double gas coming out of Maru. We have a single gas opener for the first time in a while, I believe, here for Time. So a very different approach. He's also going to go with an SCV scout, as we can already see something moving across the map. pretty much reverse build orders. Last game Maru went for the 1 gas expansion, and then Time went for the 2 gas. Now this is reverse, and this time we also see Solar opting to go for a triple hatch before pool. A really cool build order. I'm really a fan of this in the 2 versus 2. I wonder if Time is going to realize this. A lot of the time, Terrans just scout the hatchery timing, and that is it. They don't check for pool timings in the main base. Yeah, he just checks the wall. He's not aware of this being a triple hatch before pool. That would have been good information. It actually would have been nice to have that info. Just have to say it. Now, Reapers are moving out. Curious to see what's going to happen here. Maru's taking high ground position with his own Reaper, wanting to catch Time's Reaper, but Time is not crazy enough to go straight across the map with his bad boy. That is a gold base, by the way. I had not realized that. That is straight up a gold base there in the natural. Holy crap. Is there any other gold bases? The one in the back also a gold? I don't think so, right? Or am I mistaken there? High ground CC for Maru. I want to see if that back base also is a gold or not. I'm very curious. I'm not too familiar with the 2-on-2 maps. Should have done my research a little bit better. But it's also beautiful to just see people kind of jump in like this. Okay. Similar setup actually. Reactor on the Reaper for Maru. We've seen that before with that Link Flood. Was that last game? I actually do believe that was last game. No, last game we already saw the 1 barracks expand out of Time. My bad. I was mixing it up with an earlier game. Yeah, we saw that Reaper reactor stuff, of course. With the Hellions. I'm just curious what's going to happen here. Okay, we have Solar. Solar is literally the greediest person in the world. Look at his lair timing here. He hasn't built a single unit yet. Now, this Reaper is moving in, trying to get some scouting going. It's important that the Reaper doesn't quite figure out what Solar is doing. It's also a gold. It's 2 golds. Solar is mining off of 2 golds. He's going to have the most insane eco. And I think he's going to use it to go into a spire, the way that it looks like. Now, the scary thing here is, of course, are they ready for any pushing? Are they ready for whatever it is their opponents can throw at them? I think they are. I think Maru and Solar are absolutely fine. Solar at 48 workers with 2 golds. Oh. I don't speak Korean.
어? 나 그냥 간다.
어?
어디가? 테란 주위로. 탱크 나왔어. 탱크 나왔어. 오케이. 테란 주위로 간다.
I don't speak the language. This is useless.
빨리 떠야 돼.
Look how much Maru is smiling though. He's having a blast, ordering his teammate what to do. That's fantastic. Oh, here comes a drop in the main base. This is Maru, dealing damage. 2 Hellions, 3 Reapers, and a Marine. Marine is there just for banter. It's not gonna actually hit anything. He's been shooting at a tech lab researching stim. Now he's gonna get his first few bullets in and then gets left behind. He's like, guys, I'm part of the team. He's like, yeah, sure, buddy. Gets blown up. Poor fella. 54 workers right now. Look how much money Solar has. Oh my god. He's legit gonna get 10 mutas.
I will make overs here and check.
The sweet tones of Serral's voice there. He's gonna make an overseer and check something. I'm not sure what he's gonna check. I guess whether it's muta or not. I do see something flying into the base right now of Maru. This dealt a little bit of damage, or a little bit, dealt a fair chunk of damage. I feel like Team Solar, Team Onsite Gaming is winning this. So many mutas are coming out straight away. 13 muta lists. We have a 4th base coming out already for Solar as well. Like, he's gonna have an insane amount of map control here. Hive is on the way. Spores are being thrown down too. Maru is also in a better position than Time, economically, specifically. There's a 3rd CC on the way for... Well, it's already done for Time, but it's on the way for Maru too. Maru dealt a lot of damage again. He is so good with this harassment. He's just going in between like 7 different bases, or well, 5 different bases, and dealing damage again and again and again and again. Here we go. These Marines are not going to cut it against the Mutalisk. That means that Time is in a world of trouble. He can't defend himself anymore. And what does Serral have to defend him? Absolutely nothing. Serral can't help him. There's nothing here. Roaches do not shoot up. We'll need to wait for Vipers. Why is Solar not microing these bad boys? I'm not so sure why that is. Oi, 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 oi. What a huge amount of mutas here. 130 supply for Solar, who now starts taking out more and more buildings. Time at 67 supply. Maru doesn't even really need to do anything at this point. He just needs to get units out for some point in the future. Reactor gets blasted here as well. These links of Serral are going to get caught by Solar's links. Solar in absolutely dominant control here of this game. Has a lot of money in the bank though, specifically minerals, which he can't really use efficiently. Oh, these queens are gonna die. If these queens die, that's a big issue. Look at that. Ravens coming in too here. Turrets being landed, being thrown down. Solar Maru with a fantastic game here. If these auto turrets can take out the real turrets, yeah, that was a beautiful move out of Maru, understanding what needed to be done. Take out all the anti-air in this base, and time is completely dead. Solar isn't trading super efficiently, honestly. He lost a lot of Mutalisk. So this is kind of momentum based in a way. It's like, hey, you need to continuously be killing your opponent, and then most likely you're gonna be fine. He's attacking the CC rather than the turret there. That was a mistake for sure. I feel like that too many mutas died here. It felt good, but was it really good? I don't know. Double Hydra then on the way for Serral. Not quite sure why that is. Maybe wants to get double upgrades going quickly. Serral stayed alive, has a decent eco. Solar is not capable of spending his money as well. Vipers are out, and once again, Roach, Hydra, Viper is just a very potent composition in the TZ matchup. Now, Time is in a poor spot, let's face it. He only has 43 workers. He's on 80 supply. Maru also doesn't have the greatest supply, but is already on 60 workers. Probably already has these barracks. Oh, look at that. 3 more barracks on the way right now for Maru. So I think Maru is actually going for like some 7 racks or maybe even an 8 racks off of 3 bases. That is very, very powerful. That is just a powerful thing to have. You see the transition coming out of Solar. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Vipers being taken out here. Only one, actually. I thought it was going to be all of them. Instead, it's the mutas that are struggling. Once again, poor splits out of Solar. It's not really making it happen with these mutas, honestly. Not the biggest fan of what happened here. Time sneaking by towards the far left side. Maru in the world of trouble all of a sudden. Uh-oh. If this base dies, that would be very significant. That would be very significant. Even losing a lot of these SCVs could be bad already. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom, boom. 10, 12 SCVs, I think, end up going down here. More mutas also falling, but this will get cleaned up. The tanks, the medevacs, the marines, everything just dies. Well, I guess the medevacs get back home, so that is something at least. Time still only at 81 supply. Solar Maru still up, I think, but army comp-wise, I'm starting to like what Serral is doing here. He's already transitioning into the seismic spines as well. I do believe he has the Vipers, which means the mutas are practically useless right now. Can we take a look at the parasitic bomb, please? Oh, no control once again out of Solar. Solar is losing so many of these mutas. 2 Vipers did go down there. He's going to lose the last of his mutas. And this Roach attack is actually dealing some damage. Hydra is not fast enough, of course, to catch him, as this tank position is pretty gnarly as well. Look at that. Serral's gonna lose this gold base. So many gold bases on this map, by the way. Holy crap, who created this? I ain't saying you're a gold digger. Da, da, da. But probably is a gold digger because, well, right now Solar is the real gold digger and trying to dig all that gold or mine all that gold. There's a lot of Serral, by the way, here. This is a lot of Serral. This is too much Serral. Is Solar dead? Maru is alive, but he also doesn't feel super alive. Uh-oh, Solar just not living up to the task here. Gonna lose this base. Still has 56 workers, but it's the weakest link currently in this game. Serral 56 workers. Also lost a bunch somewhere. I guess against the tank siege that Maru was doing. Maru currently the strongest force in this game. Has a lot of marauders, has a lot of tanks, has a bunch of marines as well as a raven. Unit composition wise, I like where he's going. Oh no, I don't like this though. He's completely out of position. No sensor tower here. This CC is going to get taken out. That is the only third base that he has. Here comes the attack from 2 sides, but I think Time is going to win this fight. Yeah, I can't attack into a sieged up position. You can't. I think they won. And I think they're about to realize that as well.
Nice, I killed all the 5 tanks.
I killed all the 5 tanks. Oi, oi, oi. Mr. Serral here. 156 supply still against times mere 114. Yeah, that's it. I think that's good. Yeah, look at that. Solar knows. Starts adjusting his hair again. There's Ghost out. There's actual Ghost out. What? I hadn't even seen that. Where did these come from? Where did Maru find the time to get the Ghost? It's really a magical player, but not magical enough this time around as the Ghost. Well, are not going to be super great. Still some Vipers out though. Yeah, a little bit of disbelief here coming out. Team Onsite Gaming. And Serral and Time are simply going to be winning this. There's just no way around it. I don't think so. Single tank will not be it. We have tunneling claws available as well. Lurkers trying to chase. Lurkers are really, really good, but they're really, really good when they're sieged up. They're really, really good when you're attacking your opponent. Not when you're trying to chase your opponent. They don't tend to be quite as useful. Solar has no eco left. Maru has almost no eco left either. Oh, whoa, whoa. Solar, don't lose these Vipers. Now, I don't want to point blame to anyone in this game, but it feels like Solar is the one that messed this up. It really felt like he should have had more after that fantastic start with the double gold. He should have been capable of doing more with those Mutas. Yeah, the trades that he took in his opponent's main base simply, I guess, were not good enough initially, and then afterwards the splits against the Vipers also didn't quite cut it in my mind. So yeah, it really felt like he should have been the backbone of this game, and he kind of, you know, tried removing that backbone. It's difficult to walk without a backbone. Oh, that's a nice abduct though. It's a good parasitic to kind of do something back, but not gonna be enough here. Well, actually, I say that. Is it still possible? They have a good army. Was I too quick to call? I think I was. Serral lost a bunch of roaches. Now the eco isn't great for either player, for either team. But there is Vipers out. There's also 8 Ghosts. And the 6 Lurkers. Tank count is favorable here for Maru too. Maru with a massive army. And Terran supply is going to be more important than Zerg supply here, that's for sure. Look at these Ghosts trying to hit the EMPs. If you get an EMP... Oh, abducts. Hello, I want to see those abducts. Nothing else, mate. There we go. A couple of big abducts. Blinding Cloud being cast as well. Moving down a ramp usually is not a brilliant plan if there's Lurkers out. Or if there's any tanks around either. Lurkers not really participating in that fight. Maru still at 144 supply. But yeah, it's just simply not going to be a good run by. Oh, once again we hear the Korean voices. Still can't understand what they're saying. Pretty sure they're upset at this point though. It's 2 Vipers against 5, so despite Team Onsite having the Ghost on their side, they lost more Vipers in that engagement than their opponent did. I'm not quite sure how that is possible. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There go the tanks, and yeah, this should pretty much be it now. Yeah, big drop in towards Maru's main base. There's nothing here to defend. Solar does not have the units to do absolutely anything. Serral is still on decent income. No one else is decent income anymore, and Maru's production has just been blasted. This game is officially over. It is officially over, my friends. 125 supply for Maru, 91 for Solar, 120 for Time, and 164 for Serral. An absolute carry here. Holy crap, Serral playing so well. His Roach Viper play is magnificent in this series. Has been magnificent in this series. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. This tournament will still be going on, of course, in the upcoming days. And I'll pick and choose which games to cast. But I'm particularly looking forward to more Serral Time stuff. This was a good one. I think this was the second round. I believe there was 16 teams or so. So it is interesting. Solar and Maru on some heavy copium right now. They are coping on a new level, my friends. They really are coping on a new level. Look at that. GG gets called. There we go. Serral Time win. GG. 4-2. And the foreigners make it happen. That, my friends, is going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this 2v2. A little bit different than usual. But yeah, if you did like it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know as well if you want to see more 2 on 2. If none of you want to see it, then I'll just watch it by myself, and I'll give the commentary in my head. But if you do want to see it, then yeah, make sure to let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and bye-bye.